Let's listen to Mitt Romney taking questions in California tonight.
Pay taxes saw themselves as victims or workers take responsibility for their own lives and their own futures. Do you have any response to that? What did you mean by that?
Well, you said a number of things there, and the answer is that I'm talking about the political process of drawing people into my campaign. Of course, individuals are going to take responsibility for their life, and my campaign is about helping people take more responsibility and becoming employed again, particularly those that don't have work. This whole campaign is focused on getting people jobs again, putting people back to work. This is ultimately a question about direction for the country. Do you believe in a government-centered society that provides more and more benefits, or do you believe instead in a free enterprise society where people are able to pursue their dreams? I believe the latter will help more people get good jobs. This is a campaign fundamentally about how to help the middle class in America and how to bring people out of poverty into the middle class. And we've seen the results of the last 3-4 years, and it has not worked. My approach will get 12 million new jobs and rising take-home pay. Yes, Steve?
You're not stepping away from anything you said in this video, are you? You're not backing away from anything. And do you worry you've offended this 47% who you mentioned?
Well, it's not elegantly stated. Let me put it that way. I'm speaking off the cuff in response to a question, and I'm sure I could state it more clearly and in a more effective way than I did in a setting like that. And so I'm sure I'll point that out as time goes on. But we don't even have the question given the snippet there, nor the full response. And I hope the person who has the video would put out the full material. But it's a message which I'm going to carry and continue to carry, which is, look, the president's approach is attractive to people who aren't not paying taxes because, frankly, my discussion about lowering taxes isn't as attractive to them, and therefore I'm likely to draw them into my campaign as effectively as those who are in the middle. This is really a discussion about the political process of winning the election, and of course I want to help all Americans have a bright and prosperous future. And I'm convinced that the president's approach has not done that and will not do that. Yeah, Garrett?
Well, Governor, this is now the second time where you've made comments at a fundraiser to donors that are different from what you say on the trail, either in terms of policy or at least in this case in terms of tone. What assurances can you give to voters that you're not saying different things to people who fund your campaign than what you're saying to them in public and on the stage?
You're coming to my fundraisers, and this is the same message that I give to people, which is that we have a very different approach, the president and I, between a government-dominated society and a society driven by free people pursuing their dreams. I'm talking about the process of campaigns. Typically, I don't talk about process in speeches because I think candidates are wiser to talk about policy and their vision than to talk about how they're going to win an election. At a fundraiser, you have people say, Governor, how are you going to win this? And so I respond, well, the president has his group, I have my group. I want to keep my team strong and motivated, and I want to get those people in the middle. That's something which fundraising people who are parting with their monies are very interested in knowing, can you win or not? And that's what this was addressing.
Are all of the things that you said in the video things you believe? Are those poor convictions?
Steve Kornacki, that was a desperate man in a desperate situation.